We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Welcome to Business Party Podcast, where we are doing it live. Fuck it. What's happening, everybody?
Fuck it. Fuck it. We're late. Fuck
That's
it.
still one of the best things ever. You ever hear the whole rant too? Like when he starts going off before it and shit. It's fucking... Shit's great. But anyways, yeah, happy to have you back, Jackie. I know you've been a little bit sick. How you feeling today? You said still kind of like hot garbage.
Yep, I feel like hot garbage.
It's going around. Like a lot of dudes at my work have been being sick too, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, it's the new COVID strain." Shut up! No, it's not. This is the time of year where everyone starts getting sick.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like back to school time and everything like that too. So I mean, I know it's gonna happen, but you know,
I think it was in Kentucky. At least one or two schools somewhere out there were starting to shut down already. It's like, dude, come on, man! Like,
it makes no like kids are gonna get like every year before even COVID. Every parent knows within the first 2 weeks of school starting, your kids at least out of school 1 or 2 days because they end up getting sick from not being around as many people. And kids are gross. Like kids they pick their nose and eat it. So and then they don't wash their hands.
And then they sound like demon children.
Right?
Should I play it for everyone to hear?
Yes, you should. Right. You should absolutely. Does anybody want to hear what a demon child sounds like? Because Mama J apparently has a demon child.
He's the cutest little demon child ever, though. But yeah, so my 1.5-year-old is sick, and he was going in between his demon voice and his regular voice talking to me today. And he was just staring at my soul, and this is what he said.
What? Why are you talking like that? Oh, really? Can you say mama?
That was normal.
And then he coughs and he's like, what?
Yeah.
I will eat your heart.
Right? It's like, I'll swallow your soul.
Hi, Mom. I know.
Your soul is going to be eaten.
It was like the best thing ever. And I was just like staring at him like, should I bring in the exorcist? I don't know.
Right.
He's got that cute little face and that cute little blonde hair, and he's just like,
you're talking like that. Your hands like going through the Bible, like.
Well, the scariest part though was like, so last night I woke up at like 3:30 in the morning because I thought I heard my doorbell ring and someone do a knock on the door. And I was like, nope, I've watched too many scary movies to know that if I open up any fucking door, it's going to welcome something in. And I ain't doing that. So then I prayed and I fell back asleep because I was like, I'm not falling for that shit.
I would have walked out up to that front door with a bag full of holy bullets and found out that's me. But I hear you.
Well, so yesterday, my husband was sick too, so he actually slept in the basement because he's like, I don't want you to get sick, blah, 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 blah. But it ended up I got sick today.
It's going to happen, so, yeah.
Like the worst. And I mean, I started feeling crappy yesterday, but then like it really kicked in today. And so I was like, great. Now I was like about to call him and be like, can you bring up the pew-pews, please?
Right. Oh, there you go. Yeah. I'm hoping I can avoid it. I know I've been coughing up stuff and whatever else, but I've been doing a lot of like yesterday I went jogging at the
you've been
on a treadmill at Planet Fitness. I did that.
Those workout videos are looking sexy there, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying. I've already lost like fucking 5 pounds. I'm feeling a lot better. I've been doing the apple cider vinegar in the morning and shit, and that's been giving me energy. But like I said, like I don't sleep for shit at night. Like it'll be 2 or 3 hours and my eyes are like bing. But it's all my mind doesn't stop though too. But
bro, you want to know the best diet ever? Breakups. I was at 235. I was at 245. I'm back to 227. I'm like, so all my shirts look like they're like my dad's now again.
Yeah.
And yeah. And whatchamacallit. So I went today to the Goodwill to get like new shirts because they're all just huge on me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went to the Goodwill and I'm between an XL and a large, like a large and an XL. Like the large is too tight and the XL is a little too big. And I'm like, is there a fucking size in the middle? Like what the?
Like a slash L?
Yeah.
Right.
There's
Instead
no
of a schmedium, you got like the mix of the large.
Yeah. There's a Luxel? Is there a Luxel?
Instead of large, it's like grande plus one, a little bit, something like
yeah. But yeah, of course, my body has to be shaped like a Luxel. That's what I'm gonna call it from now, a Luxel. And I'm like, damn. But I mean, I'm glad all my pants are like not snug on me anymore. But yeah, I mean, the best case scenario is weight loss.
Mm-hmm.
So nice.
Mm-hmm.
Don't eat, don't sleep, don't do shit. Just
Have
sit there.
ulcers, you eat Tums all day. That's the best.
Oh, speaking of that, actually, there was a study that's been done that shows that people that eat a lot of that stuff, eventually they're
It's
more
not good.
prone to Alzheimer's.
Oh
What,
yeah,
hot
I
sauce?
think it's the
No,
calcium carbonate or whatever. That's
Yeah,
in,
Tums and stuff like that.
Tums. Yeah, like you can't. I used to, when I had really bad anxiety, I always would get a stomach ache, and I thought it would like make me feel sick, so I always chewed on Tums.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, why do I feel like shit? And then I looked into it, and I was like, oh, I probably should stop doing that.
Yeah,
I'm
and
killing myself.
what's a little bit weird, and it sounds counterproductive, but sometimes with that, it helps me because I have a bad stomach, but apple cider vinegar that I've been doing, it seems to sometimes help that, which is fucking weird because you're throwing acidic acid in your stomach, but your stomach is supposed to be able to be so acidic that if you threw like it's going to be weird, but a bone or something in your stomach, it's supposed to be able to dissolve it. That's how your stomach is supposed to be able to work.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Well, I started doing lemon juice and ginger in the morning on an empty stomach, and that's been like the first few days I did, I was like, I don't know, and then I got sick, so I stopped doing it. But like the first day, I was like, I have so much energy.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, how am I getting all this done?
That's why, like the apple cider vinegar in the morning, that shit gets me going. And then I'm sipping on coffee too. I'm like, what the fuck? The Coke in the morning. I'm like, woo! Yeah, speaking of Coke in the morning,
you said apple cider vinegar, and all I can think of is vinegars for Trump. That's all I can think That's all it just came into my head. I'm like, well, that's not.
Oh, there'll be a health group soon enough that'll be doing something like that. Vinegars for Trump. Hippies for Trump.
That dude is a trip. I want to try to get him on. Mama J.
That would be awesome.
Get that guy on the show.
We can try to get a hold of him. I don't know if we can figure out.
We have to look and see. He ran for office at one point, so he should have an email.
In New York,
if you can get to the library and check it, and hello, is this thing on?
Yeah.
If you can go to the library and check it because he doesn't have a home, he's homeless. Never mind.
Yeah, we'll find it.
Oh,
We'll go to his site too.
Well,
what do you say? Is his site is literally nwordsfortrump.com or something? And then they asked him, they're like, "Did you buy it?" Or he's like, "I don't know. I don't fucking know." That shit was funny.
Oh my god! But yeah, we did the Marjorie Taylor Greene space lasers yesterday, and we did the vinegars for Trump. So
that's hilarious. Like I didn't when people kept saying like, "Oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about Jewish space lasers." I actually looked it up because I had never heard her say that. I had no idea what people were talking about. And actually, PolitiFact or Snopes said that it was mostly false. That the people talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene saying space lasers, Jewish space lasers, they were wrong-ish. Because she was talking about a bunch of Jewish people that it was still kind of right. I don't know. It was
right.
weird. But she was talking about like direct energy weapons or whatever.
Yeah, she
because
was.
she
Yeah.
mentioned the Rothschilds or whatever.
Well,
like, oh, she's talking about the Jews.
dude, there's already an article like a long time ago in a video about the direct energy weapons laser type deal in Maui itself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like anyone that keeps like trying to discount that, it's like, man, just come on.
Yeah. Well, I was actually starting to do research on not direct energy weapons, but weather modification stuff. And I mean, they were able to make it rain back in the 1800s.
There was a guy who used to make it rain in certain areas by, I forgot what the fuck he used to do, but he would do it himself and do like cloud seeding and make it rain.
Yeah. So, you know, I always thought that stuff was like bull crap. You know, I was like, no, you can't mess with Mother Nature. Well, apparently you can. And yeah, there's like a bunch of different stuff. Like I'll have to do something for like 15-20 minutes one show and show you what I got. I'm gonna stop talking because my brain is
starting to go now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
no,
this
but I got
first
a bunch of stuff like patents and stuff on
oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
on energy, not energy, weather
modification and stuff. Yeah, there's I think it's on geoengineering.org with
that's a good site.
Forgot dude's name. But geoengineering.org, they have a little documentary called The Dimming that's about all the patents and shit that are on planes and all that stuff for weather modification, chemtrails, and everything. It's a very good documentary.
Oh yeah. I mean, especially when, you know, you had even Bill Gates talking about, they go back and forth about talking about how to dim the sun or whatever. And then the White House was talking about it too. Hold on. Let me find it. Hold on.
And there's been other countries who have fucking made it illegal, but yet they still want to try to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. We have a caller.
See if we'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
I'd say you might have to end up doing the audio through your phone or something. I don't know if you can join the audio. Let's see.
Are you there, Wub?
Oh, we can't hear.
Can you hear him? No,
I can't hear. Nope.
Trying to see.
Yeah, folks, we're trying to see if we can get a line going here where people can come in. Like the main thing that I was thinking, you might have to do it through your phone, join on your phone, and then do the audio that way. But I can do it plugged into my mixer board and shit. So we might have to start working on something because if I join that way, then the audio will go in.
Okay. Wait, share your screen. Did that work?
Yeah, try sharing your screen.
Go live.
Because we would like to get people to call, join our Discord phone line and stuff, and you guys can call in on there or join in, and we'd be able to talk and stuff. Mexico just banned America from spraying their skies. Good.
Ooh.
We'll be there.
I can't hear anything.
I can't hear anything either.
Yeah, we'll get that worked out.
Right. I figured we'd just try and see if it works.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we're going to try, we said it yesterday. We're going to try and see what we can do to get callers.
Well, here, so while you're looking at that, just to go back to what Scott and I were talking about, I just want to show, like, the Biden White House did say that they cautiously opened the door to study blocking the sun rays to slow global warming. And this actually came out in July of this year. July 1st. And said the White House released a report on Friday indicating that the Biden administration is opening to studying the possibility that altering sunlight might quickly cool the planet. But it added a degree of skepticism by noting that Congress has ordered the review, and the administration said it does not signal any new policy decisions related to the process that is sometimes referred to as geoengineering. Wasn't geoengineering like considered like taboo? It was a conspiracy theory.
Mm-hmm. Oh, of course, yeah.
It's all
Now
conspiracy
just-
theory.
Mm-hmm. Well, and like, yeah, and like he just said, this is true. It'll kill off a lot.
Go ahead, you push it. I push
Yeah,
it.
it'll kill all life on the planet. Exactly what they want. Yeah, pretty much, and it's going to be a slow one too. I mean, it may, depending on how fast they do it or whatever else. But it's like everything else. They're trying, like the whole pushing of fucking the whole trans movement, and all that. I'm sorry, a lot
Stacey's
of that is
back.
it's still the same kind of way. It's depopulation and kill all the crops, so be happy and eat bugs. Yeah, exactly. What's up, Stacey?
It's been a while, Stacey. Where you been?
Living life. But this first one, let's see who isn't living life or might be, because now there's something coming out that Prigozhin, like for me, like I said, when I first saw that this happened, I called that I don't think Prigozhin's dead, but that's me. Who knows if he is or not. But we'll see a little bit of what Flynn
Prigozhin died in a plane crash.
Here, let's see on the PBD podcast.
podcast.
Which I like his podcast quite a
Yeah.
bit. He goes through some good shit, has some good guests on. But let's listen to a little bit of this.
Let's talk about Prigozhin, what just happened here. I don't know. Did you see the story? What just
Hi, guys.
Genetic test confirms Prigozhin died in a plane crash. Russia says, however, I'll read this first, and then there is other stories speculating that he's not dead. So Russian investigators have definitively confirmed the death of Yevgeny Prigozhin, the head of the Wagner mercenary group, in a plane crash. The confirmation was based on molecular genetic examination of all passengers on the crashed private jet, which was en route from Moscow to St. Petersburg and crashed in Tver region. Prigozhin's name was on the flight manifest, extinguishing hopes of his survival among Wagner sympathizers. Prigozhin previously dubbed Putin's chef due to his catering ties with the Kremlin, et cetera, et cetera. So that's this part, right? However, do you have the other story? This is from, is this Daily Mail? Yevgeny Prigozhin is alive and plotting his revenge on Putin after body double was killed in plane assassination
Get the
plot.
hell out of here.
Russian analyst.
What?
So, you didn't know this. You didn't know.
That's
artificial intelligence. That's fifth generation
right down your
warfare.
alley, General Flynn.
Yeah.
What is going on with this?
So to back up, so Prigozhin was head of the Wagner group, which plotted a coup against Putin not too many months ago, trying to get some elements in the military in Moscow to help out, and that blew apart. Right? I've always said if you're going to have a coup, you got to kill the king, and that's just an old phrase in warfare. So let's just say the other things that have to be examined here is who else got on board that airplane. Okay, so don't just look at one guy. Okay, and I don't know. I think that there was a total of 8 people, a couple of pilots, maybe that there were either 2 crew or 3 crew. And there's so who else got on the airplane, and were they people that would normally be, like you're asking about trusted advisors to be able to. So who were they? And that's something I think has to be examined, because if in fact they did get on that plane, then either he put them on that plane purposely and knew that they were going to die, or because in a circle like his, you're going to run out of trusted advisors. Okay. Mm-hmm. You're going to run out of trusted advisors. So if you put
great point,
if you really put close trusted advisors on
kill your friends, what a dirty guy you are. Right. All your people don't want to be on your team anymore.
Right. Okay. So really don't focus on that guy. Focus on who else. Okay. And I think that that's a really critical point. That's where I would start to look. Never mind, I've been to sites where everybody's burned and it's hard to tell, and
pull the teeth
about that. But that's where I would look. Who else got on that plane? And if Prigozhin put his own closest advisors on that plane, knowing that he was going to go play some game about being the body double. And so my gut reaction to just seeing this, but hearing about Prigozhin over the last couple of days, is that this is total bullshit.
You think it's so? Can you go to the passport on the picture of Daily Mail? Go to Daily Mail and go down
But hold on.
It says a Russian political analyst has claimed the warlord
Biz,
Prigozhin, pictured, is alive.
didn't we say this?
Hmm.
Didn't we say this a couple weeks ago when we first talked about this? That he all of a sudden he's like, yeah, no, Prigozhin, you can go. We said that he was going to try to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
We called this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, my problem is that if he did it this way, it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. It makes Putin look weak as fuck.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
Mhm.
because the way that he's done shit and everything else, like especially if they go against him like that, if he was really about it, he would have brought him there and he would have shot him in his face himself. But I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, like when everybody was like, "Oh no, Prigozhin, they're gonna let him go," they let him go. Oh, you know, they're friends and everything like that, and we all said no. He's gonna try to kill him.
I mean,
And here we are.
true, which is true. And then he could also know. Yeah, no, I'm Putin. I don't know. I don't know if I agree that Putin is not weak. We'll find out
After his body double was
But what I will say is he might not be, but I also know that Russia's winning the war. It's a bunch of fucking horseshit if anyone thinks Ukraine is.
killed.
Oh,
Yeah, there was just an
And if you
article
look at the
today, and
past-
I saw it on Drudge Report talking about how there's like the ruble is failing, the ruble is failing, and I'm like, are you sure?
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
it's
Are you sure
bricks.
that they're not?
Because they're
well,
going to
actually,
bricks.
the dollar is failing. Yeah.
Yeah.
board.
So
This image circulating on Russian Telegram channels purports to show the fake passport of a Prigozhin body double, the side of a plane crash in Russia's Tver region last Wednesday. Anyways, they're saying this guy's alive and free in an unarmed country, according to Putin's critic, Dr. Valery Solvoy, even as Russia stages his funeral, which Vladimir Putin is refusing to attend.
Wow. What
Yeah.
are the chances the U.S. intelligence agencies knows exactly what's going on?
I would say, actually, probably
what
not,
if
small
Ooh,
to
pause.
none.
What if it was the U.S. that helped Prigozhin do this whole shenanigans, hoping that Putin would go to the funeral, and then Prigozhin comes out of nowhere and shoots him?
I mean,
There was already rumors that the U.S. was involved toward the coup anyway, like giving him money and shit.
Yeah, blew
Yeah.
up Nord Stream pipeline 2. Everything that's going on.
I mean,
you don't think we have a hand in
Mhm.
any of this?
No, we do.
Yeah. I just
Which
think
I mean,
that
I
it's
could
really
be wrong.
weird,
Maybe
though.
Prigozhin is dead. I mean, I could be totally wrong. I just
Yeah.
don't totally see it, just because of how many fucking optics and weird. Like, I don't know.
And real quick, I do talk about this afterwards, but like, why is it that a lot of people, like, when they have stuff against the US government or like need to get out of the United States for like refuge, they always go to Russia? Like, the last person that I know of that went over to Russia for refuge was Tara Reid, and she was the one that accused Biden of doing bad things to her.
Mm-hmm. And
And then they try
Assange
to
is
call
over there.
her, yeah, no, Snowden's over there.
I think Assange too. I'm pretty sure he's
Uh,
over in Russia, or I think he's over there.
I don't remember where he's at. I know Snowden's there, and Snowden didn't want to stay there. He just got caught. He just got
Mm-hmm.
situationship. Is what
Right.
it
Well,
was.
it seems like anybody that goes like against the U.S. that gets totally persecuted, they go there because Russia's like, well, fuck the West. We know that they're corrupt as shit.
Yeah.
You know.
And we're not going to give you back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very true.
We'll give you
Wait,
Brittany
why?
Griner, but that's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. But yeah, because our government will be like, you know what? Keep our Marine. Let's get this bitch for no reason.
Yeah.
This dude.
Like, but let's exchange her for, like, what is it? The Minister of Death or whatever they called him.
Yeah. Fucking
then-
Garand Thumb's dad looks exactly like him.
and then have everybody in the U.S. Blame Trump. Well,
Yeah.
Trump gave shut the fuck. It doesn't matter. It's still a bad thing either way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that we overrate our capabilities.
On January 8th.
You're saying that the U.S. intelligence agencies are
I mean,
overrated?
they're probably
Yeah.
getting this kind of stuff right, just like we're sitting here talking about it.
But wouldn't they have their eye all over him? like left
All
and
over
right
who?
on Putin, on Prigozhin, on everything.
Sure.
You know, you're funding
Sure.
a war in Ukraine, which I'm sure we can discuss.
Sure.
You don't think
Sure.
that they have assets on the ground? They're eyeing this left and right.
In the world of intelligence, the first report is always wrong.
Huh.
Okay. First report is always wrong, tactically, operationally, and strategically. And anybody that watches this that served in the military, watches your show, will know exactly what I'm talking about. The world of intelligence, the first report is always wrong.
I like
Why
his
is that?
jacket.
Because it's either going to be based on deception, it's based on misinterpretation, it's based on mislead, it's based on.
Is that otherwise known as a psyop?
It could be that, or it could just be, somebody who saw something and they thought it was, they thought it was a group of guys that were getting ready to put up some machine gun, and it was 3 horses laying down in a field. That's a very specific example of something that I know.
So in other words, he could be alive.
Could be.
What are the chances that he's alive and
Slim to
plotting
none.
his
I
revenge?
think slim to none.
Got it.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But I would go back to what I said earlier about who
Interesting.
else went on that. Who else got on that plane?
Okay.
Because that means there's either a lot of body doubles,
Yeah.
or
True.
That were marching to their own death.
he's taken out his top advisors. So, boy, do you want to be a top advisor to this guy?
How about this? Let's live in reality. Let's say he did die.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
shot down or whatever happened.
Yeah.
What's the chances that Putin ordered that?
Well, it's a message sent.
100% was Putin.
Well, it's a message. I mean, it's like, come on.
Well, obviously that's what we all think, but your intelligence.
Yeah, but
you
I
saw
mean,
the
come
quote
on.
from
I'm not. I got common sense too, right?
Right.
I mean,
so you're saying 100% it was.
don't
Putin?
just use
It
your
would
own
have to
common
be.
sense.
I think it's
Prigozhin
Putin.
tried
I'm
to
asking the expert. though.
Prigozhin tried to stage a coup against the leader of one of the largest nation states on the planet that are involved in a war in Europe right now. That we've talked about nuclear weapons, and all of a sudden, the plane that he's he's flying around in crashes.
I could probably be wrong. Maybe he is fucking dead. Maybe they fucking took him out. Maybe it was just the best way for Putin to do it. Maybe I just fucking want Putin to do it the way that I think they usually would.
Like in the fucking
But I mean,
movies.
but here's the other
double-crossed
thing.
me.
Drawn and
Here's the other
quartered
things.
and, like,
Whenever you
behind a
look
horse
at,
in the middle of the street.
well, whenever you look into how Russia has taken out a lot of guys, it generally tends to be plane crashes, helicopter crashes, shit like that. So, I mean, maybe he might be dead. Yeah.
But listen to what he said. Every time you get a first report, it's always wrong.
Mhm.
Now think
Yeah.
about that with what happens in the media right now. Every
Yeah.
time you get the first report, it 90-something% of the times it's wrong. How many times has the AP had to retract stories?
A lot.
90-something% of the time they're wrong. So think about that. Next time you hear a story right as it happens, don't believe it. Give it to 24 to 48 hour bump.
Yeah.
You
The
know?
Bongino rule.
Yeah, exactly. Give it to what? It was 72 hours, Bongino says. Give it 72 hours
Yeah,
and
48,
then
48 to 72.
I'd laugh my ass off. Prigozhin showed up in another country, like smoking a cigar. He's like, "Fuck all of you."
either that or he's next to Putin and they're just laughing their asses off. You thought he was dead. You thought I was dead. And then Putin just shoots him. And
Then I would be like, "Yes,
Vince is
that's
like,
what I was
"Yeah,
waiting for."
There's a city with the 72 hours, bro.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I what he said was right. Just see who he was surrounded with. If it was his top guys, you really think his top guys are going to be like, yeah, no, I'll go on the plane with the fake guy. And then, if I die, I die. Nobody's that fucking. Only the Chinese back in the suicide kamikaze bombers were that dedicated. Other than that, I don't think a bunch of Russians now would be like, yeah, no, I'll die for you. No problem. No. No, I think
true.
I think he's right. If they were the top aides, then he's dead. If they weren't the top aides, then most likely he's still alive.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know who was on the plane with him. That does make sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's worth a little bit of time thinking about and stuff because pretty fucking interesting.
For sure.
We have no energy today.
No.
No, I'm so sorry.
I just don't know. Well, I have energy now. I just don't know what to fucking say after that or what to bring up next. So what do we want to talk about next?
Let's go with I think I didn't bring up the
Because I mean, there's
I
not a lot
gave you
to say.
guys 3 pages of stuff yesterday.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't feel good. I'm not going to be there. Multiple links. I Jamie'd the shit out of it.
Yeah,
for
you did.
do the Trump articles. People don't like Trump.
Oh yeah. What was it? It's like, yeah, what's that about again? Oh, I was just saying, like, just seeing now between the debate that was what, a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's
Like
last
how
week.
much was it last week?
Yeah, it was
Was
only
it last Wednesday?
It was
Oh
last
my
Wednesday.
god, it was only last week. Oh Lord.
Yeah, I know. Shit's been flying by.
Yeah, well, I had a question, and it was just like,
Mhm.
the establishment hates Trump, right? Like you could tell, like the establishment, whether that's GOP, Democrats, establishment media, they just hate him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it because they're scared that he'll come after them after what they put him through?
I think so.
Or do they have a legitimate reason for doing what they're doing?
To be honest, I don't totally think they do.
I don't think they do either, but I thought I'd pose the question.
Mm-hmm.
What are you taking pictures of, dude?
I'm just trying to sign in back into the other side so I can download the doc so that way we can
Oh. Well, and this is...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No, I was gonna say the media is going ham on Vivek. I mean, and it's both freaking sides, man. It's like you think he's good, well, what about this? And then today he was on with what's her face, and I really the more and more I see the news, the more and more I hate it because I forget what was he with Leslie Stoll or whatever the frick her name was.
Oops, sorry.
And she's like, yeah, let's go to Nikki Haley about what you said. And he's like, I'm right here. I can tell you what I said. And she's like, well, I'm going to and he's like, no, this is what I said. She's like, well, you said that by 2028, we should pull out of Japan or Taiwan. We should take all that. He's like, no, that's not what I said. I said we should pull back when we start making our own processing chips and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just kept cutting her off like, nope, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. He's a snake. There you go. He's a snake in the grass. Everybody, I don't get it.
I think he is too, personally.
But I just, I don't know.
I don't know if it
who came out of nowhere just as quick. Give me the one guy who came out of nowhere just as quick.
Barack Hussein Obama.
Exactly.
But
so I don't trust
he was
him.
but he was also in Congress, and he was also like he also did, what is it called?
Did you hear his name before he started running for president? Because I didn't.
Not really, no. But
I just don't trust Vivek. I just don't.
I know, but the thing is that why would you hear of his name? He's not a politician. He's not in the public eye. He was a private citizen. So, and this is me defending that.
Yeah.
But I would say, I think the reason why, too, is why people think that is because of, and it's a good and a bad thing for him, is his confidence.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And his arrogance.
Yeah.
And then I think that's what is off-putting to people, because they're like, who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? At least when Trump did it, everyone knew who he was for decades and decades and decades. And then you got this guy. Yeah, he's got pharmaceutical ties because he's in the farm industry. But I know that's a concern of mine as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see it on both sides. It's like, I don't know.
Well, here's it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, here's the one thing though too, is that no matter what, Voting fucking sucks because it's either the only way we're gonna make a change is if nobody fucking votes. Because even if like I want libertarian people to more be president, but what am I gonna do? Keep putting my vote towards somebody who is never gonna fucking even be on a debate stage, never gonna fucking win, never gonna. The only way the libertarians are gonna do shit is if they fucking get in locally. That's it. You're never gonna be a fucking president.
Yeah.
At least that's how
Did
it
you
seems.
hear about what's it called? Did I put it in our notes? I did. The no label party. Did you see that?
No,
Did I put it in here?
I don't know if you did or not, but a third party no label
Jacqueline?
planning 2024. Yeah.
Yeah, pull that up.
There.
Yeah, because I was listening even too about like the no label party or whatever. I think also in like maybe it was in North Carolina too. I don't know. But people are all up in arms about this third party, the no label party, because they're saying that they're kind of trying to equate the no label party to like not neo-Nazis or anything like that, but like extremists.
Of course.
They're saying. And they're like, well, they're the no label party, but if people like the Lincoln Project are against you now. We're like,
the Lincoln Project is full of fucking leftists.
The pedo project? Like,
Yeah.
they're all full of pedophiles. So I don't know. But go ahead if you wanted to go through that article.
I still think it's hilarious it's even called the Lincoln Project because none of them fucking agree with anything from Lincoln, but whatever. The No Labels third party announced Sunday that it plans to hold a nominating convention in April for the 2024 presidential election. Former Senator Joe Lieberman, the founding chair of the centrist group, said on Fox News Sunday that the group is looking to select nominees for 2024 in Dallas, April 2024. We already have scheduled bipartisan convention, Lieberman said. Think about it. We haven't seen that even in recent history, a bipartisan nominating convention for that. See, like this is already where it's like, why don't you guys just stick with the party that at least has a little bit of a bigger name, libertarian, that actually, Ron Paul Revolution.
Yeah, but I don't think like the current libertarian movement is what they're looking to.
They're not looking. Well,
I don't know.
But that's gonna be the thing is that now we have to look into this whole fucking party and see what they believe in. Are you trying to raise our tax? Or are you trying to lower them? Are you trying to like?
It's like that the Lieberman that like people were talking about before McCain ran. That like it would have been freaking awesome if it was a McCain Lieberman ticket.
I think
but
so.
Instead
yeah.
he picked Sarah Palin.
I think so. Yeah, you might be right. Our plan is to only run if we think we have a chance to win realistically. Well, Lieberman said, and look, we just finished a poll of 10,000 voters in the eight battleground states, and we give them a choice of Trump, Biden, and a moderate independent third choice, and 63% say they're open to moderate independent third choice. The former vice president candidate didn't specify how the candidate would be chosen. Senator Joe Manchin looks likely to be the group's fuck that guy. Though he hasn't fully committed one way or the other. However, he has teased at the possibility in recent months. That guy's he's about leftist shit.
But like, how has he teased it? Like, I hate when they say that, like, oh, well, he hasn't formally said it, but he's teased it. How's he teased it? Oh, did you guys hear about this new party we have that's coming up, the No Label Party? Is that all he said? And they're like, he's teased it.
That's a horrible. I'm sorry. That's a really shitty name for a party. I'll be honest.
It is. It's stupid.
You know where they got it from, right? Brewster's Millions. Don't vote for anybody.
Nah.
Oh man, it's bad.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I wish nobody would vote for anybody. Then they'd have to make. Then we'd find out if our elections are real or not. In my opinion, if nobody fucking voted, what are they gonna do?
No, it's not going to happen. It's like saying
because everybody's pussies.
It's like if everybody comes off the ballot, if Trump comes off the ballot and everybody writes him in, nobody's going to do it. I don't see that one. I don't know.
Because I know I had articles up about how Florida and New Hampshire now are looking to take Trump off the ballot if convicted or whatever of all this stuff. But it's not Democrats doing it, it's Republicans.
Of course. It's the establishment that doesn't fucking want them.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, it's all, I look at what's going on with all this stuff, and so it just makes me, I'm just over it. I just, like, what the hell is going on?
Yep. Gets pretty fucking exhausting.
Yes, it does.
You know what else gets exhausting is these assholes that fucking think this new shit, this new COVID strain that's gonna be going around, and any mask is gonna freaking protect you. Well, guess what? Mass study published by NIH suggests N95 COVID masks may expose wearers to dangerous levels of toxic compounds linked to seizures and cancer. So anyone out there that keeps saying, "Oh, the N95s work, it's just got to be fitted right," and all that shit, yeah, fitted directly to your face so you can get some fucking cancer and shit, because it's about the fucking shit that it's made from. They're not made to wear for fucking hours on end.
No.
That's been proven for a fucking while. A study published in April found disposable masks have toxic chemicals. Experts said this could make newly instated mask mandates ineffective. The surgical N95 mask has been held up as a gold standard when it comes to protecting against COVID, but a study quietly reshared by the National Institute of Health in spring suggests the tight-fitting mask may expose users to dangerous levels of toxic chemicals. Researchers from Jeonbuk National University in South Korea look at two types of disposable medical-grade masks as well as several reusable cotton masks. The study found that the chemicals released by these masks had 8 times the recommended safety limit of toxic volatile organic compounds. That was a lot of words. Inhaling TVLC's, let's just put it at that, has been linked to health issues like headaches, nausea, while prolonged and repeated has been linked to organ damage and even cancer. And that's the shit that we've been saying for a while ago, especially leading to hypoxia, brain damage, and shit.
Why? Because you're just breathing in CO2 all day, and they told you no, it doesn't make a difference.
Well, they told you CO2 is a killer, right? That's why we need to get it out of the air. Climate change.
They run in circles. They
Bacteria,
run around
pneumonia,
in
and oral
circles.
thrust has started. Yep, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
They just.
And I mean, this is true too. Here, I mean, that's going to be something that we could have like a whole fucking episode on. But here's the thing: that's definitely right. Yeah, we have it. We have the right to overthrow it, especially when they're not representing us and they're making tyrannical laws and stuff. Not enough people are willing to stand up to do it. That's why I just keep saying either don't vote or something. Like there has to be some other way, because or we just completely ignore everything that they're fucking doing, which we should be doing. We should be ignoring all these fucking laws that they're doing and saying fuck you, and then make these cops fucking arrest people and shit and say, are you just doing your job, or are you standing with us? Because shit's getting out of hand.
Yeah. I actually got a good article about something like that after that kind of goes in to what you're saying. So can you see it? So this guy was arrested for a COVID joke. It was free speech, the court rules. So Waylon Bailey woke up. So he was arrested in March of 2022 for a coronavirus joke he posted on Facebook. The felony terrorism charge he faced ruined his life, he said, prompting him to sue 2 employees from a Louisiana parish sheriff's office. A district judge later dismissed Bailey's claims, but Bailey appealed. On Friday, Bailey was still awaiting decision. His attorney messaged him that the decision from the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit, there is a 3 judges ruled that Bailey's Facebook post, which joked that the sheriff's office had issued an order to shoot people infected with the coronavirus, was protected speech. Yeah, was protected speech under the First Amendment, and he shouldn't have been arrested. The judge said that there were no facts that would lead to a reasonable person to believe that Bailey's post caused sustained fear. No member of the public expressed any type of concern. Even if the post was taken seriously, it is too general and contingent to be a specific threat.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I mean, it is free speech. I don't care. You can say fucking shoot whoever you want. Like, I mean,
yeah. So it basically, so in his post on March 20th of 2021, he wrote, share, share, share. Just in, Rapids Parish Sheriff's Office has issued the order. If deputies come into contact with infected, shoot on site. Lord have mercy on us all.
I would have been you're fucking crazy.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, how many times do you go on like Twitter or Facebook and someone writes something like this on a headline and you go and try and look it up and it's like total bullshit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but there's been plenty of times I've seen on Twitter where like people are wishing death upon anybody who doesn't want to wear a mask or anything. Are they? Like it's yeah.
Well, it was a pandemic of the unvaccinated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we need to put them in re-education camps, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It says a few hours later, Bailey said he was confused when a dozen SWAT team members from the Rapids Parish Sheriff's Office arrived at his Alexandria, Louisiana home with weapons and bulletproof vests. Officials arrested him without a warrant, according to the court documents. They later argued that Bailey's post was a terroristic threat, and this is another reason why we need to get rid of the fucking Patriot Act. I'm sorry.
We do. We need to get rid of the Patriot Act, and we need to reverse that Smith-Mundt Act from 2012 so we can stop being propaganda. That's another thing. However, like that's something that I wanted that that pisses me off whenever it comes to these presidential fucking candidates and shit. Nobody takes them to task with these other fucking questions that they should be being asked. Mm-hmm. And everyone else in Congress and everything else. Why are you guys not talking about that? Why are we allowed to be propagandized? But none of you want to fucking change it.
Well, it's so funny. It's so funny that no one talks about the Smith-Mundt Act, but then there's articles upon articles about Russia propagandizing to its people, agropop in Russia. Oh my gosh, they're so horrible. And just like, we do the same fucking thing.
We do the same shit. Yeah.
If you're up in arms, you start with your government first, and then we'll work on theirs. Because
why do you think every time they put something out, they're allowed to lie? And if they get caught lying, they're like, well, it was just an opinion or something, because they're allowed to fucking lie. It's like,
yeah. I mean, like you even think about COVID and everything like that. You think of Rachel Walensky, you think of Biden, and you think of even redheaded twit.
Jen
Psaki.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Them saying like, if you get the shot, then you won't get COVID at all.
Yeah.
Like you'll be protected. The CDC director saying it herself, and no one saying, "Oh, you know."
Well, of course. But then later on, like, "Oh, we thought we knew," or we blah, blah. But then it also comes out that they never tested for prevention and shit. But it's fine, you know, whatever.
But that actually goes into your other thing that you had, Scott.
Yeah. What?
The CDC with the
I need to find that article, but it's on the Epoch Times. I could end up trying to pull it up real quick, or if you want to, but Epoch Times, I guess CDC pulled their adverse effects from the vaccines because basically they just don't want people to fucking either see it or report it anymore, blah blah blah. But
they've been doing it for the whole time. They've been trying to go against it. They've been trying to say no, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter. But yet all the adverse effects have been like 10 times more than every other fucking vaccine. It's like, okay, yeah.
I want to see if that's actually like 100% true, because I know I spelled it wrong.
Well, I think that it might still be on there.
But
it's the updated version. It's updated, but it's actually repealed, really, because in the 30s was when it was made, because we weren't allowed to be propagandized, and then Obama redid it in 2012 to make it the updated version, which is basically like a repealed version of saying that we can't be propagandized. But no, you're right. It's fucking stupid. And it's stupid that anybody who runs this country or in any of our offices, no one talks about it.
But they don't, because they don't want to talk about the real issues. They want to still get everybody fighting about Roe versus Wade and racism and all that shit. They don't care about the real. They don't want to talk about real issues because they know that that's not going to make them money. They know it's not going to fund their campaign. And I really am sick and tired of the funding of campaigns. I really am, because none of those fucks do anything. They don't do anything. All it is they get in, and then what they do, they start they restart their whole their whole campaign again. That's all they do.
Yeah, they took down V-Safe. Now, they didn't take it down. They took down the reporting or something like the V-Safe shit, because it's like they just don't want to keep hearing all the fucking adverse effects that are happening.
No, and you know what? And you know, people who are sitting there shaking and all this shit that they get from the
it's like a white supremacist, Dave. Might be. No,
I'm the brown face of white supremacy. What can I say, Larry? That's gonna be the salute from now on. Kind of like a mixture.
The dab version of the fucking.
Hi, dude. I swear to God, everybody thinks like does the Sieg Heil sign, but everybody forgets divide. Yeah, but everybody forgets that Hitler was just going around in his fucking Mercedes like this.
There it is.
Oh
yeah.
Hitler was doing this the whole time, like hi, like dude, it was gay.
Thank you, Jackie, for pulling that up. CDC quietly removes COVID-19 vaccine adverse effects collection from website. So it's basically the collection of all that shit. U.S. Centers for
the COVID vax, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry.
U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has halted the collection of COVID-19 vaccine adverse event reports through the agency V-Safe page, even after millions of Americans have reported such events. When visiting the V-Safe page, a message shows, "Thank you for your participation," but fuck off. No, data collection for COVID-19 vaccines concluded on June 30th, 2023. If you have symptoms or health problems following your COVID-19 vaccination that concern you, please contact your healthcare provider. You can also report the vaccine adverse event to VAERS, but they're not gonna fucking see. That's the whole thing too, is like they tell your healthcare professionals, and how many fucking times have we heard that they are not reporting this shit because it goes against a lot of
dude, it's the same thing. So when I was calling about my tax return, it's the same thing on the IRS website.
Yeah.
It gives you a number to call, and then you call the website, and then it'll prompt you to, if you want to find out about more information about your tax return, and then it prompts you to the same thing what you would see online. It's the same, and that's what they're doing. They're like, "Whoa, please go to our website and report it," and then the website will tell you, "Oh, thank you for your report, but we're good."
Yep.
Basically, it's like, but so it goes nowhere. It does nothing.
Right,
So,
exactly. It's a runaround. It's like, hey, I'll call this guy, and this guy tells me to call this guy, and then I'll call this guy to only get connected to this guy, and it's fucking dumb.
Yeah. So it's not reporting anything.
Basically, they're gonna make it a headache for, even if you do have bad shit. That's good. They're gonna make it a headache for you to even fucking be seen or heard.
Yeah.
I'm downloading
taken
the
care
file
of
right now, so we can take a look at it live if you want.
Or even being taken care of. Because they're going to be like, well, and then they're going to ask you 400 questions, and did you have salt? Sorry, can't help you. Wait, what? What?
Well, and this is another thing that I want to bring up real quick. You're right. 10% of 330 million, absolutely, and that's what we could. And I'm one of them that would be willing to rise. Davey has a carrier right back there behind him. He's willing to rise. Like there's plenty of the people are. I'm willing to, but here's the thing: we can't talk about it on here. Can't talk about any sort of fucking social media site at all whatsoever. And people have to organize to be able to fucking get together. And there's a lot of organization that just doesn't fucking happen.
Well, I mean,
and plus also organizing. a lot of feds are going to be up in that motherfucker too. It's always, yeah. So no matter what, it's always going to be a little bit weird, but I 100% agree. It only does take it. It might not even take that 10%. It may even take a little less, but still, nonetheless.
But I said the same thing during COVID. I said to a bunch of people when they're like, "Oh, we can't go out, it's lockdown." I go, "Okay, what are in a town of 40,000, you have 20 police officers, 30 police officers. What are they going to do with 40,000 people?
Yeah,
you think
exactly.
the cops are going to be able to round up 40,000 people and take everybody to jail? They'll get a couple, but they're not going to get everybody."
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's
but-
very true. That's very true. That's very true. And that's whenever there wasn't as many distractions and as much comfortability. That's the things that's the bad part. Everyone lives for convenience and they're afraid of getting rid of convenience. That's my opinion.
1,000%. 1,000%. How many? Listen, they tell you don't. Everybody's
Absolutely,
like, "Oh,
Stacey.
yeah."
Can't have making revolutionary plans. Yeah, exactly.
Why do you think they did? Why do you think they took away churches during COVID? Why do you think they closed down the bars during COVID? Why do you think the only things that were allowed were Walmarts and big stores that you can, that they have surveillance on you?
Right.
Anything with no surveillance was closed. So, I mean, it's hard. It's going to be hard to do. You're going to need speakeasies, like Scott's speakeasy.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Well, and I hope, man, I really hope that more people are awake this time, and with them trying to put in more restrictions, mandates, whatever else, I hope people just say no. Why? Because freedom starts with a no. We need to fucking just say no.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm good. Like, if stuff, I doubt it's really going to start happening here, but I already did it last time. But it starts happening here again, I'm going to go into Strax without my mask, and they're going to tell me to mask up, and I'm going to look at them and be like, no.
No.
And I'm going to keep walking.
Yeah.
Because guess what? A mandate's not a law. All that shit's not a law until it gets put on the books, goes through fucking Congress. All that shit, it's not a fucking law.
Research when and why the Riot Act was written. Plans are made in taverns, and yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, and also they wanted to close down all the churches and stuff like that. I mean, it was like not a double-edged sword, but it was like it was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to stop talking today because my brain is all fucking being sick. I mean, hold on. Let me. All right.
What'd you take?
Closing down nothing. That's the
problem.
Like 6 cups of chicken noodle soup today.
I used that meme actually. I tagged you in a post there on Twitter because I used that for today. Go ahead, Jackie. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just going to say real quick, like, being able to shut down churches and stuff, it kind of ticked off a few boxes in the destruction of society list that people have. One, that people couldn't gather and worship and, continue their study of God and everything like that, no matter what denomination it is, which actually, and which it brings about, a moral standing. I know I'm trying so hard. I know. I had some last night. It was a doozy. And then, but also that people couldn't gather and talk about what was going on when it came to COVID and everything like that, and having that sense of community, because they wanted you isolated, feeling alone. And if you had any thought of this doesn't seem right, that you didn't have any other outlet because you didn't have that community togetherness.
Well, that's one reason why people did start running to like Discord and Telegram, stuff like that, because it was a little more encrypted. But now I don't trust Discord because it's owned by Microsoft.
Of course.
You get censored in there now. If you try to post something weird or whatever else, you'll get censored. You won't be able to fucking post certain things. Even though you can still get away with a decent little bit, you can get censored in Discord now, which is fucked up.
I mean, a guy was able to put out plans, I guess.
Yeah.
For, but you don't think that. Where's that guy, by the way? We heard anything from that gentleman yet?
I'm still waiting for the fucking manifesto from the trans guy, from the trans shooter. But hey,
I'm still waiting for the manifesto from the guy from Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to. We all forgot
We're,
about that.
we're still trying to find out what the motive is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he
'Cause
lost a
the
lot
FBI
of money.
didn't know.
No, I'm still. Wait, did we ever
He
find
got
that
himself a fang over in the Philippines. That
Some
you know,
yum yum.
She just
Some
stayed
yum-
there.
I'm young, mom. Need to. Did we ever find a pipe bomber from January 6th?
Nope.
No. Oh no.
Shh, don't talk about that.
Yeah.
It was Nancy Pelosi's daughter.
Yeah.
It was Nancy Pelosi's daughter. You know, she filmed her. Like, it's just why I just don't. I said it yesterday. I just don't understand how people don't. I don't just go. Maybe they're fucking lying to us. I don't know.
Speaking of Nancy Pelosi, there's another little thing I could show some of it from the PBD podcast. They had on the Krasinski brothers or whatever.
The Krasenstein.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fuck those dudes.
Krasensteins.
Hey,
Those dudes are
once again,
douchebags.
once again, hey, if the Krasensteins see this, fuck you both.
Yeah, you guys are a bunch of fucking douchebags.
Yeah, fuck you both. You're both fucking.
But actually, I wouldn't mind showing this real quick. We can play this for a minute. This one where they start going into the wall around a house or a wall around the country.
The issue with immigration isn't the fact that we have open borders, because they're not technically more open than under Trump. The issue is that people feel like they have a better opportunity to come.
God, I want to break his
They're not
nose.
going to be turned down. Their kids aren't going to be separated from them. They're not going to have to remain in Mexico and worry about what could happen down there. So I think that's a huge difference. And that's why we're seeing what we're seeing right now. Well, and
that's
like
where it's
you said,
welded.
you're an immigrant. And you're like, my family came here.
They're immigrants.
Well, yeah,
I'm
your
a
family.
first,
Yeah. So like, I know a lot of people who came here years ago, and they're the same as you. They're saying, I came here legally. Like, why should we be letting these people in? And I agree. I think we definitely need to do something. What that solution is, I don't think it's build a wall. I think you have everybody on the right saying build a wall and don't really have any other solutions, and everybody.
But we can build a wall in fucking Ukraine. You cunt.
He's actually talking about the actual solutions that could happen, that could actually stop some of this.
Yeah, I just
Like
the
what?
common sense thing that a lot of people would ask is, who's more important, America or a politician?
America.
Okay. If Nancy Pelosi can have a wall around her house, I think we can have a border around our country that's bringing drugs in. Isn't that a common sense question to ask?
Well, I mean, having a wall around your house is different than having a wall on public land.
How?
Yeah, how?
Are you afraid of people breaking into your house? Why do you need to put a wall up?
It's comparing apples to oranges.
Tell me why apples and oranges. I'm confused.
So it's a private versus public. First of all, how can you build a wall?
America is a private country. They have to come here legally. Yeah, it's a private country.
Yeah, keep smiling.
To the United States of America.
But most of not most, but a good portion of the people that actually come here are just overstaying visas.
That's
liar.
You're
a fucking liar.
Say good portion. Where is fentanyl coming from?
Yeah, but the wall's not going to stop fentanyl. The vast majority of fentanyl is coming through. Right, people are driving it through.
You don't build things. A wall around your house doesn't necessarily protect the robber from coming into your house. I can come with a drone and see what you're doing. There's plenty of ways of doing it. But it minimizes the chances and it decreases. You having a gun in your house and putting a sign outside saying there's a massive pit bull here and 7 AK-47s if you walk into my house, that's going to minimize the chance of a robber coming in. But maybe 1% of the guy's going to say, I don't give a shit. I'm still coming in anyways. I want to kill your dog. And you're not going to have enough time to get your guns and I'm going to get the money. It's about the people feeling safer and protecting our homeland. When Fauci and others are being asked about who has to take the vaccine. If illegal immigrants are coming here, are they expected to take the vaccine? And the answer is no, but we have to. The military and all these guys working for the government. Do you realize like how ludicrous that sounds when they do things like that? That's when a person, again, like the same question with Ukraine. You got all this stuff that's going on with, and nothing I'm saying is out of the ordinary, and I'm using like technical policies. I'm just purely talking common sense. We got Ukraine that we want to send more money to now again. But
I really hate those two. I fucking hate those two.
Yeah.
These are things where the average person, not the person that studies every single thing there. The average person says, why would you spend more money?
Hold on for a second. Pause.
To Maui.
You know why I hate them so much? Because they're like the girlfriend that's cheating on you, that's accusing you of cheating. and saying
Yeah.
everything. You're like, she's like, well, you hide your phone, and you're like, well, you hide your phone, you put your phone upside. No, I don't. I don't put my phone upside down. What I do is I take my phone and I put it on its side. I have that little stand on it, so the phone's up, but you're still hiding your phone. No, I'm not. My phone is on the side. Like, that's what they are. They're two
gaslighters.
Yes, they are absolutely. They're two like the wall is different. One's private and one's public. One belongs to an entire nation. Why you can't just go into any other? Once again, you can't just go into another nation and just say, I'm staying. In some nations, they will chop your fucking head off.
Yeah, I know.
Do you feel like when it comes to like the difference of thinking sometimes when it comes to people who are like Democrat or on the left and like some people that are considered like on the right now is between the difference between macro and micro thinking?
No, I think it's between common sense and mental illness, technically.
No, well, I mean, I can see that too, but I think I agree with
yeah.
Jackie though too.
Yeah.
I think it is macro, micro, because a lot of Democrat liberals and all that, it's all micro thinking. They don't think in macro.
It's like me, now. It makes me think of what is it, Hook? When was it Dennis Hoffman? Is it no? What's his name?
Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman. Yeah. He's like me now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Here's some
me.
Yeah.
Why would we not protect our borders to take care of us? Why would we protect the borders of Ukraine against Russia, but not our own borders? Isn't that kind of stupid? Why? These are the basic objections that an average American is going to ask, and the argument is lost.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Why?
Right.
And I'm a proponent for building the wall around. Like, that's just me. I don't care what anyone else says. I like having the wall down the southern border. And if Mexico was like a little bit, not fucking completely crazy sometimes with the fucking cartel and everything else, then I wouldn't care so much. But and like anyone and I've heard like even like with the girl I was dating a while ago, she asked about it and stuff. She was asking about it, and I explained to her. He was talking about like Trump is up. It's MS-13 was the motherfuckers that he was worried about coming in,
right?
Because a lot of them came in.
Yeah.
They're all over California.
Yeah,
they're all over. The MS-13s are all over California, and I think like Cleveland. They're all over the place.
They're in New York. They're in New Jersey. They're in California. They're in like even like nonchalant places.
Yeah,
But
the welding of the fucking wall is such a childish thing. It is
a
so.
slap in the face.
It is. Yeah.
It is so childish because it's like, oh, no, Trump built this, so no, we're just gonna open it and now we're gonna weld it. It's like a child like you tell the child don't touch the toilet paper or whatever, and they just throw it in the thing. Well, I didn't touch it. I put gloves on and I
right.
It's a
child.
I used my elbows.
That's something nobody would like to talk about. 2013, Obama almost got everyone to vote on a new fence at the Mexican border. Yeah, nobody will talk about that.
Nope.
No, nobody will even talk about how Joe Biden also said that, gay people shouldn't get married, and the Defense of Marriage Act is between a man and a woman, but nobody's going to talk about that either.
Right. Yeah, I think we need a wall. I remember going to Israel when I was like 16 years old. I went there. They had a clear, defined border. They protect their land. We do not need open border. I 100% agree.
Well, they have space lasers now over in Israel. They're the first country to have defensive lasers.
I was talking to military friends of mine. They said we've had those for 30 years. We've had them here for 30 years. Like people just, and you're right. It is micro versus macro. But it's also, like I said, mental illness versus common sense. Like these people are seriously. They're the same people who are bowing down. Like, remember when all those people in Congress knelt down, were wearing that African garb? Like, what are you doing? Like,
they looked like asses.
They were, and then the cops were taking a knee also in front of Black Lives Matter, and people kissing black people's feet and all this. Like, guys, this is not what we're about. Like, I mean, I guess we are, because you could do whatever you want, but come on, give me a break. Like, You don't have to go overboard with everything. Like that's you feel guilty, then okay.
No, it's no. The thing is, it's just like it's just so condescending. Like if you really respected those, like I respect people. Like if you respect Black Lives Matter, like don't pander and like be condescending. Like
Right.
actually act like it. Don't pretend. Like it's like pretend. It's kabuki theater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
bukkake theater.
I thought the same thing.
And everyone's there just like this.
Yeah, they're like
like that meme you put up with the shower.
Oh yeah, the government
Exactly.
shower.
It's
And they show it as piss, but that's not how I see it.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I just it's just so. And once again, nobody studies anything else. They just see what the news tells them,
Mhm.
and they just go with it. And it's like, no, they're not. They don't build a wall in other countries. Have you been to Israel? Have you seen anything else? Have you gone outside the United States? Have you seen any like? And then when you say the same thing, like, oh, you can't go to another country. Oh, that's different. You're comparing that. It's not the same. How is it not the same?
Oh, yeah.
Every country has, in order to maintain your sovereignty, you need borders.
Well, that's what I think is
Right.
funny. Like that's usually my first tell of whether I'm going to have a conversation with somebody or not is whenever I talk about something here and they say, well, in other countries, I'm like, 'cause guess what? I don't fucking care because I'm not in another country.
I mean, Adam Sandler said it perfect when he was sleeping with Jack Nicholson. You know, in other countries they sleep naked, and Adam Sandler said, "Well, I thank God I'm an American."
Yeah, exactly.
Anger management.
See, and this is the main thing. This is my problem with the big L libertarian party and shit like that is if you don't have borders, you don't have a country. Well, the big L libertarians and shit like that believe, well, as long as they're amongst you and they're not breaking your rights,
right.
okay, cool. And I understand the point of view, but get fucked on that because if you don't have a border, you don't have a fucking country. You don't have a
You don't
set
have
line of where
sovereignty.
yeah, exactly.
So we don't
Yeah.
have a border. So that video we watched yesterday about the Russian island now and the Alaskan island. So if we don't have a border, Russia could just walk right in. Then is that what you're saying?
Right.
Is that what you're allowing? You're allowing Russia to come in? No, we can't. Why? What's different from Russians and Mexicans or Russians and anybody else coming through the southern border? What's so special about the southern border that everybody's just that it's a fucking free for all?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Yeah, exactly. Why aren't they coming through Canada? Why are they coming? You know,
That's because
which I'm sure a few of them have though, like Chinese nationals and other
yeah.
shit. I've heard about Chinese soldiers being up there.
Yeah, this bullshit. Then why do we have to assimilate to them? They need to assimilate to us. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Do you go to other countries and just speak English or press 2 for English? No.
No.
You either
Dude.
learn their language or you get fucked.
And it's like here lately, I'm sorry, it's so fucking annoying, but I'll be in the middle of listening to a podcast or something, and all of a sudden it comes a Spanish commercial. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I don't know what you're saying. I'm in America, bitch. Like, give me if you're gonna start doing that, give us the options to whether we want to hear it in Spanish. Like, I don't need to just hear a Spanish channel to where I'm like, I have no fucking idea what you're even saying.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice that we have channels dedicated to different languages.
Right,
which
but
is
it's in the
cool.
middle. It's in the middle of like
No, I
Pat
know.
Gray Unleashed when I'm listening to that, and all of a sudden it's a Spanish commercial. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Ven barajo,
Yeah.
Verizon Wireless. Verizon.
Oh
Well,
no, it
okay,
ain't.
so it
Go
is
to
not-
war with
well,
Mexico. No,
okay,
it's not a good idea
but
to go.
no, but Mexico is dabbling in the idea of being a part of BRICS.
Yeah.
And I was hearing today that
Okay.
there was like some truckers or something in Mexico that were trying to work with the government. They were going to go on strike or something for a few days, not let anything in or out of the Mexican border with the US.
Mm.
But I think they're coming to like an agreement or something like that. But
Okay.
yeah, it should be more talked about that Mexico is in talks on whether or not they're going to become a part of BRICS, like Saudi Arabia just did.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
when
anyone
I talk
out
about
there
BRICS,
that
for those who don't know,
Mhm.
it's it's the Brazil, Russia, India,
China.
China, and South
So-
South Africa. They
Mhm.
have like some type of alliance, and now they're working together to stop using the petrodollar and use the yen. They've had a big conference for BRICS in South Africa, I think a week or two ago. Since I thought the debates was 2 weeks ago, shit, it could have been yesterday. I don't fucking know.
But
yeah.
I mean, I don't care what anyone says. A lot of this wouldn't have happened under Trump. You can hate the man all you want. And if
Yeah.
you think it would have, you can go ahead and display the knowledge that says that it would have. But here's the thing. Our dollar is dying. It's
Yeah.
absolutely dying. Yep.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah,
I agree.
we're probably gonna be
We're either going to be begging to be in BRICS, or we're going to end up fucking going to war with somewhere else and getting all sorts of gold and doing what BRICS wants to do now.
Well,
That
this is going
seems
to
to be
be a
some of the
real
options.
problem when it comes to. I feel like another war is going to happen. It's not going to be in Ukraine or anything like that. It's going to be back in the Middle East again, around Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and that type of thing, because of China wanting to do the Belt and Road Initiative, but them also trying to get those countries into BRICS.
Yeah.
And that's not going to
Mhm.
work out very well if we're not pumping our own oil and we're still using, over in the UAE and different things like that to get our oil and stuff.
Exactly.
By the way, everybody forgets that the UAE told Joe Biden to go fuck himself when he said he needed OPEC. When Biden went over to beg OPEC for more oil, and they told Biden to go fuck himself. We all forgot about that too, didn't we? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so that's what I'm more worried about that than.
Well, this is a big part of it too. It's not the only, but it's a big part of it, is dying because we began to cut off our own energy supply. We filled oil with wealth, but climate policies kill Americans and kill the dollar. Yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah. And the thing is, if you realize that the piece, like the OPEC countries and different thing like that, they're not abiding by like this whole green initiative, or the sustainability goals or whatever from the UN. But what I also think is interesting that it came out today or yesterday about BlackRock and Vanguard pushing back against ESG. See that?
Really?
Here, yeah, let me pull it up.
I wonder if it's because they're losing so much money because of it.
Probably.
Because was it Larry Fink said that he's no longer going to be calling it that a while ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They come up with new words. It's the same. It's the same ideology, but they come up with new words for it, so that way it just sounds better.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody, it's
Here we
more
go.
palatable.
All right. Ads. All right. Vanguard joins BlackRock in rejecting more ESG proposals from shareholders, and it came out yesterday.
Yep, because they're just all about money.
Yeah, Vanguard Group says it only approved 2% of the environmental and social resolution brought by shareholders in 2023. Blah 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 blah. Vanguard reported in its Vanguard investment stewardship brief for the U.S. region. Well, oh my God, hold on.
Exactly.
Yep.
Ain't no pushback. It's a rebranding. That's all it is.
Yeah. So the mutual fund giant said it saw 50% increase in proposals related to environmental matters alone. And the most common subject was targets setting for greenhouse gas emissions across all sectors in the U.S. We saw companies receive shareholder proposals addressing social topics such as racial equality, reproductive rights, and pay gaps, the company wrote in a report, adding it also received several notable proposals in the consumer sector concerning unionization and worker safety. Vanguard said it evaluated each one case by case on its merits in the context of the Pacific company. Okay. So BlackRock said in its report effectively enables more shareholder proposals, includes one of lower quality, but I'm trying to see what this all means.
It ain't going away. They'll rename it. You want to know what they're going to rename it? Agenda 2030, because that's all it is. That at the end of the day, all of this, all the control, anything that's coming is Agenda 2030. It's the end of the day. That's That's the goal.
It says, and most climate and social proposals fail to acknowledge the improvements companies have made to their disclosures and practices. My brain is. Meanwhile, the increase in rejected ESG proposals comes amid a nationwide push against the movement that broadly seeks to promote the green energy transition and the left-wing social priorities through the financial sector and major. Okay, so
See,
BlackRock.
it's us pushing back, definitely, or people that don't
Yeah.
want it. Yeah.
So the CEO of BlackRock, Larry Fink, told Fox Business last month he no longer uses the term ESG because it has been weaponized by the far left and the far right, and we lose the conversation. So you're right. It's kind of like when they changed critical race theory to social emotional learning.
Yes. Yeah. But they'll still teach you that you know,
White people,
white
are bad.
people have all the power.
So then our deal would be to find out what they're going to use instead of ESG. What is
Well, and
going to be
here's
the new thing, and expose that because
Right.
it's kind of given me, with the whole like DEI
Yep.
stuff, how that's backfiring. It's honestly, it feels like the Dylan Mulvaney effect, honestly, is what's happening.
You know,
'Cause
it
they're
won an
trying to
award.
push shit in the West that there is enough people that are old enough and paying attention that
Right.
aren't completely brainwashed by the indoctrination camps called college and shit like that, to where we're
Right.
pushing back enough and being like, we know what this is. It's all it is like neo-communism, neo-socialism bullshit.
Well, and here's the thing though, is that they can do ideology when it comes to college students, but when it comes to dollars and cents, like college students aren't investing in 401ks and putting money in the stock market.
Oh, hell no.
So once you get out of like this college funk and you get reprogrammed into like real life instead of fantasy land, dollars and cents actually start ruling your life a little bit more, in the sense of making sure that you're making the right investments and this and that, and actually seeing how policies that you thought at first were great for humanity or whatever are actually affecting you personally in your daily life.
Well, like
So when
according, what was it?
it's like this weird battle between like, okay, well, we want these kids to have this ideology, but we have to make sure that they don't know how to invest money, so they don't know how much it's fucking them.
That's why they want to
now that a lot of people are awake, like we're saying, and they
Yeah.
can see these different things that are going
Well,
on.
And that's one reason why they want, in my perspective, that's one reason why they want to kill our economy, kill our dollar, put us on the central bank digital currency, so it doesn't fucking matter whether you know or not. And they also want UBI, universal basic income, for anyone that's listening to us right now probably doesn't know about that, but they want that. They want you to fucking just have, oh, you're set. You're fine. Don't worry. All your basic needs will be met.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm having a beautiful mind moment in my brain right now. It's all connecting. I need to get my dry erase marker in my window. Start looking at the pigeons.
I gotta watch that movie again. I haven't seen it in so long.
Yeah, I think I've
It's a
watched
good
it
movie.
once.
Yeah. I saw it once when it came out on DVD, and that was it.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Anything
I
else
don't know.
certain that we want to go into? I'm looking throughout some of these other ones.
There was something, I had something extremely important that was like really good.
Actually, I want to play this clip
But
real
I
quick.
can't
This
remember
is
right
going to be I'm not saying neither here nor there whether he's good, going to be good, whatever else, but I need to find this other clip of that foreign dude that was the guy from Hungary with Tucker.
Oh, yeah.
It was a short clip. Man, damn it. Now I can't find it, but he basically said,
sorry. Yeah.
9 words you never want to hear. We're from the government. We're here to help.
We're here to help.
I don't know
I
if
watched
said it.
Demolition Man for the first time in my life the other day.
Oh my God. Isn't it so great?
Oh my
Because-
god, my husband watched me watch it because he's like looking at it and looking at me. I'm like, what? Because I'm like, oh my god, did they just they shake hands like this? Like I was like,
And the way
My
they
By the
make
way,
boom-
if you're
going
still here,
crazy.
Mad Villain, thank you for always liking our Twitter posts whenever we're doing this. I
yeah,
appreciate that a
thank
lot.
you.
and the way they make boom boom with the ring on their head.
You know,
Yeah,
this
it
is
made
a
me
really
feel
good
the
question.
cone heads.
Do you guys think if we get another lockdown, going to kill the internet so we have nothing to investigate or anything? It's a very
Thank
good
you for
question.
bringing that up because it reminded me of Twitter X coming out with their new trust and safety.
Yeah.
They're calling it something completely different, and it's starting all over again. And I wouldn't.
You don't know about the 3 seashells?
Pause. I just found out what the 3 seashells meant last year. I
Did you?
never
What does it
knew.
mean?
I never understood what the 3 seashells was because they don't explain it in the movie. They
Yeah,
don't
I don't
explain
get it. Explain it. Explain it to me.
It's a bidet.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
Pretty
it's a
much.
bidet. It's wash,
Oh.
dry, rinse. I never knew. I
Oh.
never knew what the 3 because
Not as
Rob
exciting.
Schneider's just like he doesn't know what the 3 seashells are, and I'm like I don't know what I still didn't know, and then somebody had to explain to me. You're like, dude, you don't know what the 3 seashells are? I go, no. Wash, dry, rinse, like a bidet. I'm like, oh, makes sense.
Oh, here.
But wait, did they? Was it Taco Bell or Pizza Hut?
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Thank you. No. There's some people out there doing the Mandela effect, saying it's Pizza Hut.
Nah, fuck that.
It's Taco Bell. And now it's so funny. You got the Taco Bell cantinas now.
Well,
in some places.
Reason why I know it's Taco
Mhm.
Bell because the first moment I saw that movie, I was like, we're gonna have free diarrhea forever in the future. That'd be great.
That's why you need the 3 seashells.
Yeah, you need that bidet, dog.
Yeah. but it's like it's coming to fruition where like they don't want you to say certain things or else you get fined 1 credit fine for whatever I forget his name. I haven't seen it in so long, but I love that movie. And then Wesley Snipes just knows everything, how to program everything, and everybody he's fighting people. Such a great movie. Such a great movie.
Yeah, it is. Well, yeah, I think we're about done. Coming up on the minute and a half. If anybody wants anything else to look up in the comments, we can do something real quick. And I'm not saying that the dude is the best again. I still had a lot of problems with him. But I will say this, that Trump's foreign policy definitely kept people in line and makes other leaders think that he was worth a shit. So I'm going to go ahead and play what the leader of Hungary has to say here.
So if you were in charge of NATO, if you were, say, Joe Biden, what would your next move be in the war in Ukraine? What would you do?
Peace immediately. Call back Trump. That's the only way out.
Call back Trump.
Call back Trump. Because, you can criticize him for many reasons. I understand all the discussion, but the best foreign policy of the recent several decades belonged to him. He did not initiate any new war.
Yes,
he treated nicely the North Koreans and Russia, even the Chinese. He delivered a policy which was the best one for Middle East. Abraham Accords.
Yes.
So that was a very good foreign policy. He's criticized that he's not educated enough to understand the world. But this is not the case. Facts count, and his foreign policy was the best one for the world in the last several decades I have seen. And if he would have been the president at the moment of the Russian invasion started, no, it would be not possible to do that by the Russians. So Trump is the man who can save the Western world and probably the human beings in the globe as well.
Yeah.
See, now that's a bold
so
statement.
if you were
I don't
in charge
know.
of,
Yeah.
I don't know about saving the Western world and shit, but
I'm sorry. Didn't Putin try while Trump was president and Trump said bomb the shit out of him?
yeah, he said he'd bomb Moscow if he invaded.
Yeah. And what happened?
Nothing.
Nothing. Exactly.
Yeah.
All of a
And,
sudden,
and let's also go ahead and point out under the Democrats, he's done some shit, Putin, every time.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Mhm. Well, and now even underneath the Democrats too, the North Koreans have been like testing missiles out like nobody's fucking business.
Yep.
Yeah. And once again, I have to say it. Everybody's like, well, Trump didn't do anything in his first 2 terms. Nobody wanted him as president, either side. The
Paul
Republicans
Ryan
didn't want him.
hated his fucking guts.
Dude, when he got in, I was like, we're a fucking joke. We have a fucking reality TV star for but look, he did some good shit. Anybody can give him any shit he wants and they can disagree all they want, but he did a lot of good shit.
Yeah.
Yes, I hate the fact that he fucking did anything against the Second Amendment, and there was some other shit that I have to give him shit for, but nonetheless, did more good than bad.
That is brought every single time you talk about the good he did. And people go, well, he didn't do anything. He had the House and the Senate his first 2 years.
And I agree with that. I agree with that because he should have been getting rid of the IRS and shit. So there was some things that they should have done.
It wasn't, but he couldn't do. He had Paul Ryan was the Speaker of the House,
and Paul Ryan.
It didn't matter if he had the majority of the House and the Senate. Like,
but we're still allowed
at
to
that
say
point. It didn't matter.
Well, I mean, but we're still allowed to point that out and criticize and call them all establishment cunts. Because they should have.
Which is you're absolutely right. That's what I mean. But people are like, well, Trump had the House. No, they're all fucking garbage. Once again, what are they?
Politicians.
Biz. What are
cunts.
What are all? Thank you.
Every single one of them, even Brandon Herrera. I'm sorry. I hope you do some good shit, but now you're a cunt because you're going to be a politician. But I still love you, buddy.
Yeah. So, I mean, he went in there and he was going to hurt every single one of their fucking pockets. So, no, they didn't want him in there. It didn't matter if he was a Republican. They didn't want him in there. They fucking hated him. So they were not going to do anything he wanted. It was after, 2 years where finally Paul Ryan was gone. And then they were like, well, let's do something. So, yeah, I just wanted to remind everybody that, too. I know I was reminding everybody about a lot of stuff. So that's another.
Well, that's what we're kind of doing all there toward the end. But nonetheless, I think we're wrapping it up here now.
I'm fucking tired. I need to sleep.
Yeah, I know. I hear you, homie.
Today was like a
I took a nap before I got on here, but
I slept for 9 hours, woke up, and then slept for another 3.
Stay black, y'all.
I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all.
I'm blinkety
black, y'all.
Oh shit! These days I can identify as it, right?
I can whatever you want. But with that, you can find me at MW Troublemaker on TikTok, on Twitter, Midwest Troublemaker, Troublemaker Davey. I'm so fun. Never mind.
All right.
Just MW Troublemaker on Twitter.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Whatever. But yeah,
we'll see you. We'll see you next week.
We will see you next week. And transracial. Yeah, exactly. We will see you all next week. We know. Yeah. And also, thank you, Jigsaw, for joining. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. We're going to be back next Tuesday and Wednesday, of course, and you will catch Weekend Hangover probably on the Twitter, also on probably the YouTube and whatnot. And we love y'all.
1 Scotch tomorrow.
Yep, 2 Jacks, 1 Scotch tomorrow. Please check us out on Rumble. And I'll probably throw it on Twitter as well, so you guys will see it there too. But nonetheless, hope you guys have a good night. We love y'all. And again, fuck the moon. Hopefully we're all going to Uranus.
Woo!
Love you. Have a good night.
Later.
Bye.